Ryan Hampton
has joined.
Commissioner Hampton, can you hear me?
I can.
Thank you very much. We'll start shortly.
Great.
All right, good afternoon. Welcome to the City of Las Vegas Arts Commission meeting for November 16th, 2023. I call this meeting to order. Can we have a roll call, please?
Chair Clevin.
Here.
Vice Chair Hackett Morgan.
Here.
Second Vice Chair Douglas.
Here.
Commissioner Plaster. Excused. Commissioner Curran.
Here.
Commissioner Hampton.
Here.
Commissioner Benarchek.
Here.
Commissioner Roberts. Excused. Commissioner Westfield. Excused. Commissioner Dodson. Excused. Commissioner DeSantis.
Here.
Commissioner Chirk.
Here.
Thank you, Chair. You have a quorum.
Thank you. We'll move on to item 2. Are we in compliance with the open meeting law?
Yes, we are, Chair.
Great. Item 3, public comment. Comment during this portion of the agenda must be limited to matters on the agenda for action. If you wish to be heard, please come forward and give your name for the record. The amount of discussion, as well as the amount of time any single speaker is allowed, may be limited. Do we have any public discussion, public comment? Okay, hearing none. We'll move on to item 4. For possible action to approve the final minutes by reference of the regular meeting of the Arts Commission and the Education Subcommittee of the Arts Commission meeting of October 19th. I believe we have an item of discussion.
Hello, this is Commissioner Chirk. I just want to share that the date I provided in the last meeting is incorrect. The correct date for the due date for the project grant for artists is actually October 30th. So I just want to state that for the record.
This is Commissioner Hackett Morgan. Move to approve the minutes.
This is Commissioner Chirk. I second.
All right, all commissioners in favor, please say aye.
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 Any opposed? Abstentions? Okay, seeing none, item passes. And now we'll move on to item 5, a report regarding a monthly summary of current initiatives, cultural events, and opportunities. All right. America Recycles Day exhibit reception will be held on Saturday, November 18th, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Las Vegas City Hall Grand Gallery, 495 South Main Street. The City of Las Vegas hosted a recycled art contest to promote education about recycling and encourage the community to value items that are normally thrown away. Join us for a First Street art celebration in honor of the completion of the Windows on First installation and the aerial gallery. Reception will be November 30th, 5 to 7 p.m., free and open to the public. Don't forget to dress warm and grab a free hot beverage to join the First Street Art Trail. Join us on December 5th at 1:30 p.m. to dedicate the new mural, I Can, I Will, by Malachi Williams and Dairon Boyd at the AD Guy Knowledge Center, 817 N Street. Join us on Wednesday, December 13th at 1 p.m. at Bearden Family Paseo, 1550 Wellness Way, to celebrate the new Wellness Way mural titled Harmony and Bloom by Ross Takahashi and Amy Soul. For more information about these events and more Department of Parks, Recreation, and Cultural Affairs programming, please visit www.artslasvegas.org or call 702-229-ARTS. Okay, commissioners, any items for happenings in your area?
Hi, this is Commissioner Douglas. There's a couple of events, like for Native Heritage Day on November 24th, 2023. The Iha Ihe Iho de Su exhibition is going to be on view for special gallery hours at the Nubu Art Gallery and Community Center from 10 a.m. till 4 p.m. The closing reception for that exhibition will also be on December 7th on a Thursday. Those events are happening at 1331 South Maryland Parkway, and more information can be found on newwooart.com.
Okay, Commissioner Trick. The Nevada Arts Council is accepting nominations for our next Nevada Poet Laureate. The Nevada State Poet Laureate is a governor-appointed position. The role of the Poet Laureate is to propagate the art of poetry and encourage literacy and learning throughout the state. The position of the Nevada Poet Laureate is a 2-year term beginning at the time of appointment in 2024. Nomination period is currently ongoing until November 30th at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. More information can be found at nvartscouncil.org.
Commissioners on the line, anything to report?
Nope.
Okay, hearing none. We'll move on to item 6 then, a report by Cultural Affairs staff regarding a monthly summary of current initiatives.
Holly Lay for the record. This is the report by the Cultural Affairs staff regarding our monthly summary of current initiatives in all wards. Our upcoming Arts Commission schedule, we have no meetings next month. We will return to our regular scheduled meetings on January 18th. On January 18th, we will also have the Education Subcommittee meeting at 3:30 with the regular meeting at 4 p.m. In February, on the 15th, we'll have our regular meeting at 4 p.m. and March 21st, 2024 at 4 p.m. We also would like to take a moment to recognize Commissioner John Curran for his 7 years of commitment to serve on the Las Vegas Arts Commission. Thank you, John.
Thank you, John.
And we'd also like to thank Ryan Hampton for his 2 years of service on the Arts Commission.
Thank you, Commissioner
Thanks,
Hampton.
Brian.
Thank you.
Rebecca Holden. For the 3rd Street, East Ogden Avenue to East Fremont Street Public Art Project, which we're calling the 3rd Street Pedestrian Mall Public Art Project, we are still in the process of finalizing the contract with the selected artist for the project. And once we finalize that contract, then we'll begin work to install the artwork along 3rd Street, and we'll continue to keep you updated as this moves forward.
This is Mary Sabo. We are working on 3 additional amp cabinets based on community requests. These two artists, Bracken Hermanson and Vision, they have been contracted, and we're waiting for their first invoices, and they're going to get started with these designs.
Laura Machado. We have multiple calls available on the website right now. If you go to artsregistrylost.vegas, you can see all of our artist opportunities. I'm going to discuss 2 of the call for artists that we have currently open. It is the Art in Public Places Exhibition and Artwork Purchase Program. If you could please share that we're looking for artists to submit artwork for this exhibition that will be on display and for potential possible purchase 2-dimensional and 3-dimensional original works of art for the installation in different various city facilities. This call closes on February 5th. The next call that I'd like to discuss is a fine art gallery exhibition proposals. The gallery program is looking for proposals for the next season, our FY25 gallery season. So if you know anyone interested in submitting a gallery proposal, we would love to see it. This call closes on March 3rd, 2024.
Rebecca Holden. We're also excited to share the new call for artists for the Rancho Gateway Public Art Project has been posted to the Nevada Government e-Marketplace, and it's also linked at the Arts Registry Lost.Vegas site as well. So this is a request for qualifications to design, fabricate, deliver, and install artwork in the Las Vegas Medical District at the intersection of South Rancho Lane and Rancho Drive. So the awarded finalist after the solicitation process would receive $212,000 for this project.
This is Mary Sabo. We have selected and contracted with Mendre Sculptures to award the Casino Center Pocket Park Sculpture Project to be installed at the intersection of Casino Center and Artway. And here is a rendering of the sculpture titled The Seed. And we are working on scheduling a community meeting which will give the artist team a chance to present their design and concept to the community. And we'll keep you updated on when that will occur.
Laura Machado. We continue to work on the Civic Center Plaza Public Art Project. We received proposals from 7 artists. Those proposals were shared with City Council, City Management, and we're currently seeking feedback from City of Las Vegas staff members in order to gather feedback and information to make a well-informed decision on which proposal best fits the Civic Plaza. Just as a side note, most likely I will come back to the Arts Commission so we could talk about additional funding for this project. When seeking additional proposals, there were some expenditures that were incurred, so look forward to having that on the agenda in the future.
Rebecca Holden, we continue to maintain and conserve our growing collection of artworks throughout the city. So anyone, yourselves, members of the public, are always encouraged to reach out to us as well if they have any concerns about artwork in the collection. We can be reached at publicart@lasvegasnevada.gov, or any one of us can be contacted directly. We're currently continuing to maintain and conserve and restore several AMP utility cabinet project sites throughout the city. So we're looking at some older projects and seeing how those materials are holding up, and looking at possibilities of future moves as it relates to these items. We also, Eric Pulaski completed the cleaning and the refurbishment of the Anson Sisters City Park sculpture last month, so we're excited to see it looking much better along with its brand new pedestal that was created earlier this year.
Holy Mountain by Alex Schechter is the contemporary installation out near Floydland Park. It suffered some damage. As you can see in the picture, the mirrored plexiglass was removed, or by wind or vandalism. We're still debating. The artist will actually come out in December to repair this piece.
Rebecca Holden, we're also in the process still of facilitating the next steps in obtaining the repairs for the Paintbrush Gateway sculptures, working with the Artist's Estate and their recommended lighting design company.
This is Mary Sabo. Mural restoration is underway at the West Las Vegas Art Center by artist Dre Wilmore to touch up and reapply anti-graffiti coating to his mural located on the mural wall there. And he will also be touching up the original community mural created at an unknown date, and that it will be wrapping up in the next few weeks.
Holly Lay. Artist Nima Abkanar completed install of Davood at the parcel near James Gay Park. It will be on display until November of next year.
This is Mary Sabo again. The Historic West Side Mural Program, as I mentioned in last month's meeting, is complete. The final murals are completed, and we will be celebrating I Can, I Will by Malachi Williams and Dyron Boyd on December 5th at 1:30. So please join us for that. And then we have also recently completed the Life is Beautiful partnership mural at Rotary Park, a partnership project with the Office of Ward 1 and Life is Beautiful. Paints with Care and Corey Bennett created Love Letters to Las Vegas, which involved a community event which was held on October 28th. So members of the community got a chance to participate in the painting process.
Rebecca Holden, we're also excited to have some more movement on the Medical District Public Art Project that the Arts Commission allocated funds towards. It's now Public Art Projects, part of a larger public art plan. So this map here, you see the 5 projects that funding from the Percent for the Arts and the Capital Improvement Project Fund from the Ward 1 office have been allocated towards. So on this map, it's bounded by Rancho, Charleston, and Martin Luther King Boulevard. Next slide, please. And so here's a bird's eye view overview of the current projects. You can see we've got 5, 2 of them are in progress, and then the remaining 3 are in the solicitation drafting process. So as mentioned, the Rancho Gateway Public Art Project, that solicitation is currently live. Please share with your networks. We have an email going out tomorrow, and the opportunities posted online as well. Our pre-bid conference is on Monday morning, November 20th at 9 a.m. on WebEx. So any folks who may be interested, please direct them to get involved on that part so we can have them tuned in as early as possible with this opportunity. And then also the Wellness Way mural, Harmony and Bloom, is in progress. So if you drive down Wellness Way, you may see Ross and Amy hard at work out there. They just completed the priming of the surface and have been working on projection imagery during the evening hours, and then they'll be back into complete painting that. It should be done by the first week of December, and then we'll have a celebration the following week, December 13th at 1 p.m. The closest address is the Bearden Family Paseo across the street from there, so please join us. We have reserved UNLV special event parking there in the Shadow Lane Campus C parking lot, so really easy to get to and come out and celebrate. We're also working on building out the scope and solicitation for the Wellness Way Gateway piece, which will also be at the intersection of Wellness Way and Martin Luther King Boulevard.
This is Holly Lay. Actually, I have an update that just happened an hour ago for an RSOQ that just went live on InGem for a call for sculptors. We're looking for a pool of sculptors similar to the muralist call that we did, and this will be up until February 29th, 2024, and there will be an informational meeting on January 9th at 5:30 p.m.
Rebecca Holden. We're also working on the Shadow Lane project, which would be for commissioned original work of art on Shadow Lane between Hastings Avenue and Charleston Boulevard in the right-of-way there. And the hope is that we may get a pre-qualified roster of artists who may be able to complete not specifically these projects, but perhaps these projects and perhaps future projects, depending on the evaluation panels for each project. So really excited to have a pre-qualified solicitation issued tonight. Congratulations, Holly.
This is Mary Savo. Our pre-qualified muralist list is completed and now available on our website for viewing and for downloading. It's in PDF format, so please check that out. It's on our public art collection page under the projects and programs tab. You'll see a link for pre-qualified muralist list. And currently we have 46 artists on the list, so really happy with that number. They are local, national, international artists and artist teams. And we will reopen the submittals for that in 2025.
Rebecca Holden, just sharing some updates regarding the Public Art Master Plan. Gosh, there was an arrow on that timeline, and it just didn't show up in this version. But follow along. If we start at the right here, you'll recall that the Arts Commission approved of the funding in September 2022. And then in February 2023, Art Builds Community was awarded that contract for the Public Art Master Plan, and they were also introduced at the first annual Arts and Culture Summit the city hosted. So then in April 2023, they were first introduced to the Arts Commission, and that survey was issued to the public. And then in May, they came out to conduct in-person meetings, site visits, and multiple community engagement events. And then in June, we had our first steering committee meeting, and then there were additionally 2 public community meetings held online. The survey closed in July of 2023. The steering committee met in September to review those survey results. And then in October, last month, Amanda Rawson from Art Builds Community was able to present the survey's findings. And between then and now, they've been working to build the first draft of the Public Art Master Plan, which we just received yesterday. And so staff is reviewing internally, and we're going through our first round of edits and reviews, and once that's completed, it will then go to the steering committee for the second draft. And I'll just note, there is no Arts Commission meeting in December, so we won't be bringing that draft to the commissioners in December. However, we do have 3 Arts Commissioners serving on that steering committee. So Maggie Plaster, Fawn Douglas, and Eric Roberts are all serving on that steering committee, so there's an Arts Commission voice and involved in that process, and I just wanted to make sure that was shared. So then when we get to January, we will be presenting a more final version of that plan to the commission. Hopefully it's the final version. However, that's going to be your opportunity to let us know if there's anything that needs to be updated or adjusted. And then in February for the Arts Commission meeting, we'll officially bring that final plan to the commissioners for a vote. And then following that, it will promptly go to the City Council for vote the following week. So just a bird's eye view of where we're at in the process. We're moving along nicely, and right now it's just a lot of making sure we've got it right. So bear with us, stay tuned, and really excited for this as we get closer to a final plan. And that's all I'll say about that. Thank you.
Holly Lay.
This is Commissioner Hackett Morgan. I'd like to commend staff for an excellent job. I mean, you are managing so many projects, and you're doing an exceptional job of keeping us informed. So thank you very much.
Commissioners, any other comments, discussion items for this?
I did have a question. This is Commissioner Douglas. I had a question about the paintbrushes. I was actually thinking about it after our last meeting, and I remember sitting in the commissioner meeting when it was just in a small room over here. This is years ago, and I think Brian Paco Alvarez was on the commission at the time, but there was a number of arts district community members that were in the room, so many people, and the paintbrushes came up and the repairs, and so many people are just like, why are we putting $100,000, because that's what it was back then too, and then we're doing it all over again, and maybe in the future we'll do it again and again and again. But I was thinking about that after the last meeting, and I'm wondering how many times are we going to repair the paintbrushes before we actually maybe just donate them to the Neon Museum or something?
Rebecca Holden, that's a great question. While they have not had any sort of substantial repairs since our maintenance agreement with YESCO expired in 2014, I believe. So you can imagine if you leave anything electronic outside for 10 years unattended, it's likely to degrade. And so that's for the last several years we've been working to source funding. And so it was a really big win that the City Council voted unanimously to approve the Municipal Arts Plan, which included the funding for the Paintbrush Gateway. It was a really significant step in showing the city's commitment to uplifting the arts district and the collection that the city has dedicated to being stewards of. And so that was helped in part by the presentation and plan, the research that's been going into the larger arts district planning process. I'm not directly involved with it, but I do know the group that's working on it is Centro. Jamie Gellis is her name that's running that, and so she did. She presented in September to City Council her findings based on her community engagement with the Arts District and leading up to her development of that plan for the Arts District. And so I wasn't involved with that, but I was really pleased to see that one of the key directives coming out of that engagement was regarding the Paintbrush Gateway sculptures and the desire to repair them. And so that was, I know there's been a lot of conversation about the paintbrushes throughout the years. It's amazing that they continue to be such a focus of conversation. And so I was shocked but also pleased to know that that came out of her findings as well for the Arts District. So that's sort of a lengthy answer to try and give some context for it. And the reason, I guess the context for why it's slow to move forward now is, and why it was slow to move forward with the first quote we got from YESCO to do the major repairs back when, was there are competitive bidding exemptions. And so originally when I'd gotten my first quote from YESCO to do the major repairs we talked about, around $100,000, we weren't able to receive a competitive bid exemption. So we weren't just able to take that quote and pay YESCO to do the work. So then we needed to go out and seek multiple quotes. And so then through that process, we weren't able to get the commitment, I think. And so now that we've finally gotten that commitment, it's once again revisiting the issue of the competitive bid exemption and making sure that I have this amount and I have to really justify the thoughtful expenditure of it and responsible expenditure of it so that it doesn't become a money pit for the city. So.
Thank you for that context.
Commissioner.
Just a little bit about the history of it. Thank you.
It's Commissioner Hackett Morgan, and I'd like to just acknowledge Commissioner Douglas for bringing up the issue. I mean, the artist, Dennis Oppenheimer, is a pretty significant artist, and we've lost a lot of work like that over the years. I mean, I go back to the days of Bill Maxwell and Ground Zero, and you know, it raises the question when we're using dollars, public dollars, to bring in super significant pieces of work from prominent artists, and I don't really know if there is a policy about that. We have a tendency, and we have a interest in supporting local artists, and I think that's terrific. I really do. I mean, I was one of those local artists once upon a time, and I certainly appreciated that. But there is, I thought your comment about possibly moving them to the Neon Museum, that was really interesting. I mean, I would really like to know if anybody knows. I mean, is there anything that remains of Ground Zero in a material sense? Or was it just destroyed? And I don't know if that's a message that a city would want to send, that that's what we do. That's just my 2 cents. But, Fawn, I'm glad you raised the issue.
This is Councilwoman Douglas, and thank you for that comment too. When I was thinking about it as not being trashed, but actually being in a place of preservation, and for
yes.
you know, thousands of people to be able to see it and for it to be maintained, and that it was just an idea.
Commissioner Hackett Morgan, I think that's it's really worth talking about, because I think I'm not sure. I think I may have thrown the term trash, but I'm not sure what happened to Ground Zero. I mean, I just know it was up, made, and then it was gone. and I have no idea what happened to it or if there was any record of it or any, physical piece of it maintained anywhere. Nevada State Museum even. These are all part of our story. I just think it's something to, bring up, because we sure are, we're putting a great deal of money and effort into producing new stuff, which is great. But I also like the history of our story. I think stories are important of how we got to where we are today. Thank you.
This is Commissioner Clevin. When you guys engaged with Oppenheim's estate, and now that they're coming out and they're going to do a holistic overview of the piece, can we make sure that we get a sense of what the maintenance cost would be year over year if we go through them?
Rebecca Holden, yes, that's part of the reason why I'm somewhat slow in getting this out, is I want to make sure we've really thoughtfully built out not only the scope we're expecting to achieve with the $110,000, but if more is needed, what does that look like? Are we asking all the right questions? And then are we looking really far to the future for the long term? And I'm really excited. I think there's a lot of new ideas and perspectives coming to the table and working with a lighting design company that hasn't previously been explored in working with just a sign company, because they're kind of different fields. So, yeah.
This is Commissioner Clevin. Just one last thing on that. Obviously, this is a learning opportunity for everyone. This was installed over a decade ago, and I don't think that there was anticipation that this was going to happen. So now we need to be very thoughtful, especially when we have RFQs out for over $200,000, that there's thoughtfulness put into what the maintenance costs will be forever.
Hear, hear.
Sorry, this is Commissioner Curran. Just wanted to first echo Commissioner Hackett Morgan's compliments to Cultural Affairs staff. It's hard to believe I've been up here 7 years, but it's been amazing to see the work that you guys do. You make our jobs easy. In that time, I've seen your scope, your team, budget grow, and you guys have handled it really well, and all that hard work has left a beautified community and more sense of place. So thank you to all that you do. Just wanted to clarify on that Casino Center pocket sculpture. Was Mendre selected, or is the selection process still happening? And was that a real render, or was that like a placeholder? I didn't understand.
Yeah, so that project, that's run through the solicitation process like months ago. So this has been open. That was open earlier this year, closed. Evaluation process has occurred. So yeah, it's been selected.
I thought the caption said you're soliciting artists for that still.
Oh.
So
yeah, the caption was probably just left, but
okay.
All the updates have been that, yeah, we've gone through that process. And this is the first time we're able to share it because the contract is now executed.
Cool. Looks great. I can't wait to see it. Thank you.
All right. Lastly, this is Commissioner Clevin. I just want to thank Commissioner Curran and Commissioner Hampton for their service. I hope that you guys can see all your effort and the beautiful public art that's proliferated the city of Las Vegas. You guys had a hand in that, and I think it's really great that you guys have been on this commission for as long as you have, so thank you. All right, so then not hearing any other discussion items, we'll move on to item 7. An abeyance item, discussion for possible action regarding the purchase or lease extension of contemporary project sculptures Better Luck Next Time, located at the corner of South Main Street and Gas Avenue, and Mushroom Cloud, located at the corner of South Main Street and West Colorado Avenue, not to exceed $4,000 from the general fund. This is in Ward 3.
This is Laura Machado. As discussed in our last meeting, we installed Shan Michael Evans' Better Luck Next Time on the corner of Main and Gas, and also Pasha Rafat's Pixelated Mushroom Cloud on Main Street and Colorado Avenue. The year installation period has expired, and now we're looking to extend for another year. That lease would be an additional $2,000 for each piece to extend it for another year. So we're asking the commission to approve the allocation of $4,000 to extend that installation.
Commissioner Curran, had you spoken to the artists? Because initially one of them had solicited a higher price, right? Is this something that they'd be agreeable to?
After the meeting, we went and discussed it with the artist that had a different quote, and they were amendable to the amount that was suggested by the Arts Commission.
Cool, I would support this. I'd also say going forward, parting words, we should try to get out of the sort of short-term commission and sort of try to focus on more permanent pieces.
Thank you.
I second that motion. Commissioner Douglas.
Sure, that was a motion to approve.
Commissioner Curran, motion to approve. Great.
I
Motion-
support it too, if it is a motion. Sorry, I didn't follow the thread there.
All right, motion on the table is to allow a not to exceed $4,000 to extend the lease of both of these objects on South Main Street. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye. Aye.
Any opposed? All right, item passes. Thank you so much. Okay, we'll move on to item 8. Discussion regarding topics for future agenda items. Comments made during this portion of the agenda by individual members shall refer solely to proposals for future agenda items, and any discussion shall be limited to whether or not such proposed items are within the purview of the commission and/or whether such proposed items shall be placed on a future agenda. No discussion regarding the substance of any such proposed topic shall occur, and no action shall be taken. Commissioners, any items for the future? For January?
Nope.
Okay, if you think of any, send them over.
This is Holly Lay. I want to interject about the business card question. If anyone is interested in business cards, please let me know. You can email me, and we'll get those ordered. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
We'll go on to item 9, citizens' participation. Public comment during this portion of the agenda must be limited to matters within the jurisdiction of the commission. No subject may be acted upon by the commission unless that subject is on the agenda and is scheduled for action. If you wish to be heard, please come forward and give your name for the record. The amount of discussion on any single subject, as well as the amount of time any single speaker is allowed,
Bring it to
will
the
be
next
limited.
meeting.
Any citizens' participation today? All right,
Please
hearing
come
none,
over, remember, what's your bus?
I'll adjourn this meeting. Thank you, commissioners.
Happy holidays, everybody.
To the point. It's just so efficient.
Okay, I know, but I'm also like noted so fast.